this is not really a video that I want to put out there, um, but it is important, so I'm going to put it up there. One thing I noticed while raising 4 kids, mentioned this before in a few other videos, that when I was 3 years, well, when I was born, I was a really, really happy kid for the first 3 years of my life. Then all of a sudden, my parents started beating me, and wasn't too happy with the experience. And these are parents that kept saying, "We're doing this, we're beating you because we love you." And they criticized and put me down because they said they loved me. And and they were really, really miserable people. And their idea was that they were going to teach me about life. And it's like, how is what you know about life any good if you're not all that happy? I would think that enjoying life is, teach me that. Don't teach me how to not enjoy life by beating the crap out of me. So I kind of knew that if I was a kid, at 3 years old, and knew more about the meaning of life than my parents did, that I would listen to my kids and see what they have to teach me about life. And I've had 4 of them. And I really paid attention to what it is that they were saying. And sometimes I noticed that they would get really, really down on life, and get themselves depressed, and they would get down this big huge loop of how big and bad everything is. And the answers will never come to them as long as they're focused 100% on something really big and bad. Focusing on everything that's good is not all that good either, because the only reason you're feeling bad about something is because something's wrong. So if you just focus on everything that's good, you're not fixing the very things that are wrong. So you're going to be really, really determined never to feel good when there's so many things to feel bad about. You're trying to get that attention to fix that problem that you've recognized that's making you feel kind of bad. But the only problem with that is you'll never find your solution while you're feeling really bad. And Wayne Dyer is a good example of why focusing on everything that's good isn't exactly the best direction. Because, the guy's got cancer, and cancer is one of the biggest illnesses that can be prevented. Cancer is caused by behavioral problems. So, and behavior is caused by what you believe. What you believe creates a pattern, and a pattern, or a belief creates a way of life, and the way you live life creates the actions that you experience, and the way you experience your life will end up killing you. So cancer very much is, what he thinks about is clearly not working if he's got cancer, because it could have been prevented if he was aware of something. There is a video on YouTube where Wayne Dyer says, as soon as your brain goes down this negative path, that's the time you're supposed to go, oops, there goes my brain again. And it's like, why would your brain go down a negative path? Probably because there's a problem that needs to be transformed into the solution. So maybe you should pay attention to that. But the problem is twofold. Once you're tunnel vision into a problem, you're going to replay that tape recording. Here's the problem, here's the problem, here's the problem, here's the problem. So you need to jump out of that. And if you're really, really sad and depressed, the only way you're jumping out of it is by being happy. And then once you're happy, once you're feeling the way you want to feel, that's when you can start asking better questions on how to solve that problem. So we need to have this equal thing going on of being happy while still being able to solve some challenging problems. And right now, if you notice, a lot of us aren't really all that happy because there's a lot of problems in the world, and we're really focused on the stress, and it's really, really hard to get out of that. Now, I also noticed when I was raising my kids that, they would get really, really depressed about some problem that they're dealing with, that I'm trying to communicate with them about, okay, how do you solve that problem? And there's zero talking with them while they were really, really depressed. So I used to say, don't you smile. This is serious. Don't smile. I don't want to catch you smiling. And I would look them directly in the face, and I would point at them, and I would, I would tell them, make sure you don't smile, because this problem is serious. Don't you crack a smile. I don't want to see you cracking a smile until this problem is fixed. And right away, poof, they would start smiling. They hated me saying that too much, because they were like so determined to be mad. And as soon as you make a suggestion, as soon as you tell somebody don't do this, they'll do it. For some odd reason, us humans will go down the path when somebody says don't do this, that's the one path you want to go. Why is it I shouldn't do that? And so I noticed that this is a real phenomenon. Tell somebody, if you want somebody to do something, tell them not to do it, and then they'll do it. It's really, really odd. So it's kind of important, not to smile and not to be happy while there's a lot of really, really bad shit in the world. So while you watch this next part of this video, I'm going to show you how to, just magically jump into hysterics, like really, really laughing and laughing hard. Because as soon as you're laughing, and what happens is your brain has to make those chemicals for you to feel that. But we're on like cruise control with your DNA. Something is forcing you to think of something, and yet you need to take control. Take control of that wheel, that car that you're driving, this body you're driving, and force yourself to think about what you want to think about, instead of letting your thoughts just go uncontrollably down a river of, endless bullshit. So the way you start controlling your chemicals is just, first of all, making a decision. Okay, I'm going to laugh when I have no reason to laugh. How do you do that? Well, jump into, what does it look like when you're laughing? Generally, you're making sounds. Ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha. See, it's friggin' easy. All you have to do is start making the sounds, and start acting like you're laughing about something. I know it sounds really, really crazy, and my kids really, really hate it when I do that, but it's like if you start doing that in a room, people start laughing, and there's nothing worth laughing about. And then the next thing you know, everybody's freaking laughing. And nobody's laughing about nothing. So it's like, did that make you laugh? If that made you laugh, then just do what I do. Force your body to go, ha 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 ha. Like, what is the kind of pay attention to what it is you do when you are laughing, and then be the perfect actor, and just start acting like you want to laugh, and really feel it, and then notice that your brain has to make those chemicals for you to sustain that laughter. And then just try that in a room by yourself. Like, I'm in a room by myself and I could just laugh like that, like I keep myself entertained. If I want to laugh, I just start laughing. And I know I don't want to tape that, because people will think you're kind of nuts. But it's the way I keep my sanity. It's like, if nobody's going to make me laugh, I'm going to make myself laugh. And then once you make those chemicals, then you're able to, okay, what's the answer to the problem? And then you end up finding out the direction. You find out this awareness of yourself when you're in a good mood. But if you're in a bad mood, trust me, all that's down there is more things to be bad, feel bad about. And if you notice, if you do something like that, I mean, did you laugh? You know, it has an energy wave that affects other people. So if you are depressed and angry, trust you're making somebody else depressed and angry. If you are happy, then trust you are making somebody else happy. And we are magnets. As long as you are feeling like shit and somebody else in the room is kind of making everybody feel good, you know, like if you're in a room and there's somebody there that's saying doom, gloom, and here's how to feel real bad, and there's another person in the room that's making everybody laugh, if you walk into that room, which one will you go follow? The guy that's laughing or the guy that's talking about doom and gloom and making everybody cry? Chances are you're going to go towards, like a magnet, to the guy that's making everybody laugh. So if you want to attract anything in your life, anything in your life, kind of important to be laughing a little bit, you know, and then you will attract the solutions to your problems. You will attract more people in alignment to what it is you need to unfold. You are a magnet and you will attract everything that's inside you. So it's like, what kind of magnet do you want to be? What do you want to attract? Do you want to attract other people that want to have a little fun in life? Do you want to attract people that are doom and gloom? Do you want to attract people that say, hey, follow me, you know, like down the path of no return? Or do you want to make a few changes in the world? There's a lot of shit worth feeling real bad, but we need to pull ourselves out. We need to start feeling a little happy while asking the questions, how do we solve this shit? Peace out.